there, Jen here. I have my Book BuddyAthon TBR all ready to go. I've picked out all the books that I am hoping to read. So for those of you who have never heard of it before, the Book BuddyAthon is a readathon that's hosted by Elena from Elena Reads. And I think this year she's actually buddy hosting with Janet from Swirly Girly Reads. I don't know if they do it together every year, but I'm pretty sure they are this year. So the point of Book BuddyAthon is to spend the week reading books with a friend, with a buddy. It can be a YouTube buddy, it can be an online buddy from wherever, Twitter, Instagram, an online book club, or it could be a real life friend that you actually have that you want to get together and read some books. So for the course of the readathon, you are supposed to read your books together, talk about them. One of the challenges is to actually buddy read a book, so hopefully you have an opportunity to talk about the book, you know, sort of read it at the same pace together so that you can have some great conversations about it. And then the other books that you choose are based on some of your buddy's preferences. So my buddy is Sarah from Saras Nightstand. For those of you who are scrapbooking subscribers, you know Sarah as Sarah Swan from her scrapbooking channel. So I'm really excited. I love Sarah. I think she's so sweet, and I think we have fairly similar reading tastes. I have taken a few of her suggestions and really enjoyed the books, so I think we're going to have a lot of fun for this week. So the first book for this challenge is to buddy read a book. So you and your buddy pick a book together that you want to read, and then you just read it. So I went through Sarah's Goodreads and I made a little list of books that we both had on our TBRs, things that we were hoping to get to sooner rather than later, and what we decided on was Liane Moriarty's Big Little Lies. So I've actually never read a Liane Moriarty book, which is shocking, I know. It's bad. So I've really been wanting to get to one. And Sarah's only read one, I think she said. So she was anticipating reading a second one. And this is a good one because the series has just come out on TV, so she'd really like to get to it. I think I would like to give it a try as well, but it's important to read the book first. So this is going to be our buddy read. It's a pretty big one. It's 486 pages, but it's pretty big type, pretty big margins, and I think if we're reading it together, we'll get through it. So I'm excited to read that one. So the next challenge is to pick a book that whose title starts with the first letter of your buddy's name. And this was really hard. I really struggled to find an S book. I totally thought I had hit the jackpot with S. I thought it was going to be really common. In my May TBR, I am reading the book Six of Crows, which was originally from my April TBR, but I didn't want to count that in the readathon because I wanted to try something new. So I went through all of my books and I could only come up with 2. That's crazy. I can't believe I could only find 2 S books. I found this one, Slasher Girls and Monster Boys. So this is an anthology. It's sort of horror, nightmarish anthology, and it's a whole bunch of awesome YA authors that everybody knows. Can you see that there? It's great to have an anthology and a readathon because it can break up some of those bigger books. So while I was going through looking to see what stories there were, I noticed that there are 2 stories that actually start with the letter S as well. So there's Sleepless by J. Kristoff and Stitches by A.G. Howard. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and just focus on those stories for this bookathon. Of course, if I have plenty of time, I can go and read some more of them, or if I feel like I need some extra breaks or anything like that, I'll read more. But I'll start with the two S ones and we'll take it from there. The next challenge is your buddy's favorite color on the cover. Also really hard. Sarah's favorite color is blue, and you would think that that would be easy. Blue, it's such a common color, and there are lots of books who have blue on their cover, but not on my shelves. I shouldn't say that. I have a lot of blue books, but I've read them all. I really struggled to find a book with blue on the cover that I haven't read, or that wasn't like, 700 pages. But I did finally track one down, and it is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And look at how beautiful that blue is. It's so nice. So, oh, and really short. So that's perfect. The fourth challenge is for your buddy to pick a book for you. So you give your buddy 3 options and they pick the book. So I went through my shelf and I found 3 really teeny tiny books and I let Sarah pick. And what she picked for me is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. So I'm really excited to read this. I have never read Gillian Flynn. I have not read Gone Girl. I'm probably the last person on earth who hasn't read it, but that's okay with me. I am really excited to read this one. I think it's a bit of a thriller, ghost story kind of thing. It's just a really short story, and I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, so this is my book that Sarah chose for me. And then the last challenge is a book that you just really want to read. So I think the way Elena phrased it is you want your buddy to be happy, so let them pick a book that is a guilty pleasure type thing. And I don't have many books that I would consider guilty pleasure necessarily, but I did remember that Harlequin sent me a book that I have not read yet, and this is a guilty pleasure type book for me. I haven't read too many of them, but I've read enough that they're sort of that go-to quick read, I don't want to say smutty book because it's not super smutty, but it's that style of book for me, or as close to that kind of book as I read. So the book is Heather Graham's Haunted Destiny, and Harlequin did send this to me, so I should be reading it. It has blue on the cover, so that was kind of nice as well. And basically, Heather Graham just writes books that are sort of romance / paranormal. Follows Jackson Crow, who haunted cruise ship, and there is a killer on the cruise ship, and Jackson has to try and find that killer and bring him down before he kills again. The girl that he meets, her name is Alexi, and Alexi can see ghosts, so that's the paranormal aspect of it. And of course there's probably going to be some hot and steamy romance or something that goes along with that. So if I can get to this book, because I think that a couple of my books could also be considered my books I really want to read, or guilty pleasure books, like The Grown Up could definitely fit that too. They're books that I've wanted to read for a long time. So I'm going to put this one on my TBR, but I'm not guaranteeing I will get to it. But if I do, I think it'll be a pretty quick read. That is the last of my books. So this is what my TBR looks like. Let me see if I can do this without hurting myself. It's not that big. There we go. And I'm really excited to get started and get reading and to talk with Sarah as we read our books and find out how she's doing with her books. She's picked some really great ones. I'm going to link her video down below so that you can go and check it out. And I will also link Elena's original video down below so you can check that out if you want to participate. And I'd love to hear if you are participating. What books are you reading? What are you most excited about? Are there any books on your list that you're a little bit nervous about or think you might not get to? Or just in general, what kind of readathon books do you like having on your TBR? I'd love to have some recommendations so that for the next readathon I can sort of have some go-to picks that I know work well for quick reading. I am going to do my best to vlog my adventures over the course of the week. Sometimes that's easier said than done, but I'll just try and give you a little snippet of how I'm doing and as I progress and any updates that I might have, and then I'll put a wrap up for you at the end of the week as well so you can see how I did. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and good luck on your readathon. We'll talk to you later. Bye.